All right, so what if I told you there's a simple way to eat that can actually change your understanding of nutrition? Eating healthy can be really confusing, especially today when a lot of companies are powered by the money that they're going to make by promoting their product as healthy. But the thing is that there's the paleo diet, and this really helps the understanding of nutrition. So I have followed many diets, most of them being fad diets, and I was actually a vegetarian for 5 years and ate a lot of soy products and a lot of processed stuff. And I always researched different ways to be healthy because I work out quite a bit, but all the research I found pointed in different directions. You can never find two things that support each other. It's always really varied, supporters, haters, all kinds of stuff. That's until I found the paleo diet. So today, I'm going to cover what the paleo diet is, the benefits of eating paleo, obstacles to eating paleo, and what I've learned in my experience of eating paleo. So to start off, what is paleo? So simply put, the paleo diet is a diet based upon wholesome contemporary foods that our hunter-gatherer ancestors ate in the Paleolithic era, which is where the name comes from. So that includes meat, fish, seafood, vegetables, fruits, seeds, nuts, and healthy fats. So it's pretty simple. The big thing to paleo that I think a lot of people don't understand when they first hear about it is the portion. So it is 2/3 vegetables is really where you want to stay around. Small amount of meat, and then just a little bit of fruit, nuts, and healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, that kind of thing. There are no processed foods, no packaged foods really. Bread, pasta, beans, and legumes are all out of the paleo diet. All right, so I'm going to show you what that looks like. So this is a paleo plate, which is really important. I actually like to go by 2/3 vegetables. This is just about half. And then protein, and then your healthy fat and fruit would go together. So this is what your plate should look like when you're putting a meal together. So vegetables, obviously everyone knows what vegetables are, but I think it's good just to show a visual of like what is really included in this and what all your foods should look like. So because it's so much vegetables, most of what you're eating is going to be this kind of stuff that you buy in the produce section of your grocery store. Protein, so that includes eggs, steak, burgers, fish, and bacon. My favorite part about the paleo diet is bacon is highly encouraged. Healthy fats, so you have nuts and seeds, olive oil, coconut oil, and actually grass-fed butter is included. So if you're getting I actually have never had grass-fed butter, and I don't know where you get it or what the difference is, but I believe it's just from grass-fed animals, cows, then make the butter. So that's included, so it really doesn't exclude that much. This chart is a little bit hard to see, but this is one of my favorite things for a couple of reasons. Up at the top it says you start here and not here. So if it's out in the garden and the farm, that is the kind of foods you want to be eating, not foods that came from a factory. And then protein, veggies, fats. The biggest thing I like is that it mentions that veggies are your carbs. So I think a lot of people are under the opinion that they have to have carbs to have energy, and those carbs have to be pasta and breads for sandwiches, and they base their diets around those things. And that is just not true. You can get all of your energy from vegetables. And then I love the plate that they made because it's just a small amount of meat and then surrounded by vegetables. That's really what you want to focus on. Okay, so this brings us to the benefits of eating paleo. So the benefits would be a lower risk of cardiovascular disease, blood pressure, inflammation, can reduce acne, and aid in weight loss. So by eliminating processed foods and eating a balanced meals packed with veggies, meats, and healthy fats, this equals healthy cells, healthy brain, gut health, digestion, and absorption, and increased energy. So those who are against paleo would probably argue that it can have too much protein. Basically, that isn't true because as you saw by the paleo plate, there's only a small amount of meat. By changing your diet from what you're eating now to eating paleo, you're not going to be eating any more or less protein. You're just going to be eating different forms of it. Some people argue that it's too restrictive, that it's ridiculous, it's a fad diet. Just when a diet cuts a lot of things out, people tend to say, well, no, why would I eat like that forever? Well, the truth of the matter is it's really not that restrictive. It's only taking away beans, peanut butter, peanuts, and the grains that you eat every day. But I think by choosing this diet, you actually find that they're really unnecessary. And then the biggest one is the no grains. People think that as soon as a diet cuts out carbs, that it is a bad thing and that it needs to be ridiculed, but that's just not true. And that is why I would suggest this diet, is because eating paleo can really show you that certain foods in your diet aren't necessary. So obstacles to eating paleo. A lot of people say when you have to drastically change the way that you're eating that it's just too hard and it doesn't fit your lifestyle. They're too busy and they're on the go. Well, the thing with it is you have time to take sick days. You have time to be tired at the end of your day, have to go to bed early, have to take a nap. Well, you can eliminate all of this by eating paleo because you're going to have so much more energy, you're going to be less prone to getting sick, and then at the end of your life, you're actually going to be healthier and have less chance of disease and heart disease and all of that kind of thing. One big thing is people say they can't live without something. I can't live without a soda. I can't live without cookies or cake or all of that. Well, the truth is that there are lots of replacements that you can put into your diet that will actually satisfy any of those needs as long as you're willing to look for them and use them. And then also your taste buds actually change every 2 to 3 weeks. So if you give yourself 2 weeks of eating a certain way, after that, you will no longer crave the things you used to eat. In fact, like let's say you eat a lot of sugar now and then you switch to eating really healthy, but at first you're really craving the sugar, you're needing the dessert at the end of dinner. Well, after a few weeks, you actually won't need that anymore. It'll eliminate the cravings because all the healthy stuff gets rid of all the chemicals that actually create like addiction. And then one argument is that it's really expensive because it's based on organic foods and meats that haven't been processed. But that, again, if you have the money to pay a doctor or the money to take work off because you're sick, you have the money to buy organic foods. And you can find ways if you want to there are sales on produce just like there are sales on packaged foods. Another thing is there are tons of recipes and advice online on how to do this diet. So it's one of those things that it's kind of like a community once you start doing it. You can find places where people come to share their recipes that they've made and help you if you really want to make this dish but you don't know what to put into it to make it paleo. People are there to help you, which is really cool. So lastly, my experience with the paleo diet. So I did it for about a month after, so I was a vegetarian for 5 years, and then at the end of that 5 years, I ate clean, which kind of just means no packaged foods and preservatives, and then I went paleo. So for me, it was not a huge change, but I ate a ton of bread and no meat. So that was the biggest thing, and what I realized is that I did not need that bread. I would have sworn before I started the paleo diet that there was no way I could be full, have energy, and all of that. Now I make a dish and I probably put about twice as much vegetables as I think I need to eat, and then I just make myself eat them all because you're not going to overload on vegetables, but you're going to feel full for longer. So you don't crash and you just feel better. And you also don't feel like crap at the end of the day that, oh, you ate something that you might feel guilty for. And then a really big thing that I noticed was, I think as women, or men maybe too, we all have our days where we wake up and we're like, oh my gosh, I look disgusting, I cannot wear that outfit because it's too tight or whatever. And then you have days that you wake up and you're like, I look great, I love, I want to wear this, I'm excited. When I was on the paleo diet, there was none of that. It was consistent. I consistently felt good. I consistently woke up and did not have to worry about it. I just ate that way. There was no stress. Oh, is this okay or is this not okay? It's pretty simple. And what really helped me get through it was giving myself a couple of cheat things. So anytime I've been on a diet, I feel like it's not in my control. I don't get to eat what I want. And by the end of the week, I'm binge eating because I'm, making a point that I can eat whatever I want. Screw it. Well, when you give yourself a couple of cheat items, it makes you feel like this is your choice and you can eat whatever you want because you gave yourself a couple of things that are outside of it. So I ate a small amount of cheese with my meat, and I also ate peanut butter because I just could not give that up out of my smoothies. So in conclusion, the biggest thing that I want everyone to take away from this today is that the paleo diet is not just a fad diet, and it's not that you should do it so that you lose a ton of weight or for any reason or to feel like you're on a diet. It is really to learn how food reacts to your body and what food is for, and that's energy. Food is not, although now it is like a social thing or like a taste thing, that's not what it was created for. It was to make us have energy. So once you eat paleo, you kind of develop that relationship with it. And it gives you the guidelines. So even when you stop eating paleo, now that I don't, I still think, am I getting enough vegetables? And I'm really like more a parent of, if I eat bread for breakfast, I don't want to eat it the rest of the day just because I want to make sure that I'm getting all the other stuff in there. I really notice now when I don't get the vegetables into my diet. So if your health and your diet are suffering and you have no idea what to do, I would say just give the paleo diet a try. Just give it 30 days, see how you feel, adjust it for you. Everybody's different. Do it 80% of the time and 20% of the time not. It will still benefit you.